So the next and today's last presentation is held by Mr. Filip Gruzinski. He's president of the Yacht Technology Association based in Szczecin in Poland. Also an ELMAR partner, and the Technology Association is responsible for a further one of the 3 demo e-boats. In this case, a completely new build one with the feature of a self-service rental system. He presents us a use case of an electric boat with a self-service rental system in Szczecin.
Okay, so good evening, everybody. My name is Filip Gruzinski from Yacht Technology Association, Szczecin, Poland. Yes, I would like to tell you more about our idea and what is our demo boat in ELMAR project. We have some name for that as S-boat, as a self-service system for renting small electric boats. And you can see the picture also. This is our boat, so it's like a ready hull and with electric engine. And what is our idea and what is S-boat? So our idea is to make some system for maintenance-free rental for vessels, for example, electric boats, but maybe also kayaks, paddle boats, SUP, and others. So if we say something about that, so we can imagine also that kind of rental systems for scooters, bikes, and also the cars. So this is our idea and what we are trying to do, because in this moment electric engine gives this possibility to operate that kind of system and that kind of boats with a maintenance-free rental. And what we do with this demo boat is also our own onboard computer for which can be also mounted on various watercrafts. And we also do for that project, for this demo boat, the client application for mobile devices. So all of that is a system, and we do it with this demo boat, which is also important. What kind of problems solves our idea? So first of all is the human factor in the booking and rental process. Another one is also that there is a limited time of availability of the vessels rentals, and I have some also examples when the rental company and there was no possibility to rent a boat because somebody has finished the job or there was no good weather in the morning, so they closed all the company and it's in evening when was a good weather, so it was closed already. So in this case there is no problem with that kind of human factor, and the time of availability of the boat is much longer. There's also a long time of the process of handing and over and picking up the rented boat, so we don't need to wait for the service that he can come and open the boat and give us all needed parts for the boat. So everything is already on the boat, and it's just a special system for that, how to give it to the clients. And also the readability of the price and price list and the billing for rental time. So each client can pay for only the time he used the boat, not like for all the whole hour, but if he uses the boat for like 43 minutes, then he can pay only for 43 minutes. So we can count it much easily with the system and with the application. And nowadays, also this self-service rental system, we can say it's good for our not nice COVID time. So if we don't have a service with people, then it's also some advantage in these days. Okay. And what kind of functionalities we have? So we have advanced online booking, so we can all book the boat in 2 ways. So we can book it like 2 weeks before we would like to use it, and also we can use it like being somewhere close to the boat and we see the boat, and then we can click on application and then make a reservation for example for half an hour. Then we have like this half an hour to get to the boat and rent it. So there will be like 2 ways how to make a booking. We have also online payments, and what is also advantage, we can do something like urban boats and then make some places where we can start the trip and then go to another place and leave the boat there. So it's also some advantage. We can make a one-way trip. So then this boat can be not only for like recreation and tourism boat, but also can be like urban transport and kind of next possibility to transport in the cities. But of course, it can be also for recreation and for tourists. So yeah, we can see some view of screens from mobile device, how the application looks like. So there's some few screens of that. So we can see, for example, that is a map of Szczecin and some waterways in Szczecin we can do. So can some longer trips from city center, which is on the left side, and to some place on Dąbie Lake, where is the beach, in other part of the city, where the marinas. So there is many possibilities of connections, and I think it's also good, for example, for Vorpommern and Rügen, where is a lot of restricted area, what Johannes said a few minutes ago, and so there is no possibility to use a combustion engines. So it can be also some good product for these areas forbidden for combustion engine. So yes, what are product and market potential? Who is a customer, can be a customer of that kind of boat? So what I said, it can be kind of urban boat, so can be launched as a municipal watercraft system. It can be also implemented as a system in existing floating equipment rentals, and also for launching a new wine point self-service rental. So we can see that is a possibility to start with kind of urban watercraft system and implement it in some cities with many waterways, canals, and rivers. Some small lakes, as in the cities as Berlin, Stockholm, Copenhagen, Amsterdam, Venice, and others. And then, of course, it can be launched by local government or by private investors. Of course, it can be also implemented in the existing companies. So there is a lot of companies which they already have a boat with combustion engines, small combustion engines, and they have boats which are ready. So there is a possibility to change these combustion engines for electric engines and then implement the system with our computer, with on board, and with application which can be implemented also very easy for different destinations. Sorry. And of course, it can be also possible with boats which are already electric, and then the only one thing is to implement its application and use the computers dedicated for this application and for the system, which we do. Okay. And of course, it can be also easy to implement and make a proposition for new rental company in some place, for example, somewhere in the beach close to some hotel, where it can be also operate without any service and can be easy for maintenance for the hotel or other place, which is only one place for pleasure boats. Okay, and now something more about the boats and problems we have and what we do and what decisions we should do to implement this kind of system. So first of all, what was first step is to choose the right hull. So we decided to use the hull which is on the market available, because what was also important to choose the hull material which is resistant for the bumps, scratches, and some damages. Also, there should be some small and open deck hull. What is also important that, for example, in Poland, there is no license needed for the skipper who when the engine is small, like 10 kilowatts. So this kind of boat is not so big and can be available for everybody, and that's why we like to find a hull for 6-8 persons with, and we thought a good speed would be 3 or 4 knots. And then with that speed, the displacement shape of the hull, it's something what is good. And of course, because should be some business model in everything of it, then also win good price. So what we choose, because of the material of the hull, which is resistant for the scratches and damages, so we choose a polyethylene hull, and it is a Polish producent Contra 450. So the hull has 4.5 meter length, and it can be used for 8 persons, and this is hull which we already have on the test drives. As we can see here, we have electric engine in the back, so there is also difference with the combustion engine, that we don't have any part of the engine up over the hull, so we have only the cable, and that's almost all. Everything, all the engine is in the water and at the bottom under the water. Yeah. So it was also important for us in the next steps. So in choosing the drive. So first of all, we choose, of course, electric drive. For us, was important to use a pod drive, so one which would be under the water without any top parts, and could give us a speed of 3 or 4 knots with this hull. That was what we would like to have, and then we choose a pod drive, pod 4 from E-Tech. That's also a Polish company, and that's 48 volts and 4.3 kilowatts. And yeah, what is now the truth, that the hull with this engine can give us a speed something like 0.6 but not knots, but kilometers per hour, so like almost 2 times less, and also to give us maybe not to spend too much energy, we decided to use this engine not like with 4.3 kilowatt, but only 1 kilowatt. Then we have speed like 3 or to 4 kilometers per hour, and that means maybe this engine is also too big for us, but has one advantage, which I said before, that all the engine is under the water, so we don't have any part over the hull. For this case and for that kind of rental boat, I think is also important, because then we wouldn't have any damages on parts. In this case, that engine is covered, so we can see how it looks like. Everything is covered under the water, so only the cable will go outside, and that's a moment when the boat is not finished yet, because we also would like to cover this part. So also the engine, also the cable which is up of the engine over the hull would be covered by next parts of the boat, which we'd like to do. So okay, and what about batteries and chargers? So for now, we also decide to use batteries which are not so expensive. So that's why we didn't decide yet, I think yet, but for future maybe yes. Lithium batteries, but we choose AGM batteries. And for this whole, was good to choose 90 ampere hours batteries. So we have 4 of them to have 48 volts with 4 separated charges, 12 volts. We also have some discussion about it, but in our onboard computers, we can't, and yeah, we have also the special system for that in this computer that we can't each energy we charge batteries, and then energy is spending for computer and for the engine. So exactly, we know exactly how much energy you get into the batteries and how much energy we spend. So we do it. We did it already in our computer, and what is also important in this computer, all this information, also with a GPS signal in the system. So we have a communication via GSM to the internet, and then we have all information in our system. Not everything in application, but also in our service in service application. We see everything with batteries, with the speed, and where is the boat, with the position. And this part of this information are also important in application, in client's application, which we also do it as a part of all the system. So those are main information which I have already about this boat. We are still under the test and doing some and solve the problems we have. And I hope that in a few months I can tell you much more how we solve the problems and what is the final version of the boat. And yeah, and I can also invite for some cooperation and for much more questions. And for thank you for presentation.
Thank you, Philip, for this presentation, for the status update of your boat. Do we have some questions?
Yes, I have a short question. Thank you, Philip, so much for this nice presentation. And it's great to see the boat finally in the water. On the last presentation in Poland, I was not available to see that and to come there and discuss things. So it's good to see it's finally there and it's running. I have a question about, so to say, vandalism and things like that. So if you look at these electric rollers that are available now everywhere, and if you go to Berlin and you see they have these rental stations and people just take them and basically throw them away out of fun. Do you have any means to cope that, like GPS tracking where the boat is or things, so that if people are there that don't like your idea or try to steal the boats or vandalism, and so I mean it's a bad, dangerous world out there, and I like the idea so much, and especially for other cities like Amsterdam, Berlin. A lot of cities have many waterways, and your solution could be something really nice for urban traffic and urban concepts to move people around within the city. But I'm afraid that if this is available, people will also misuse it.
Yeah, that's right. That's why we think, of course, about this everything. So that's why we choose this hole, because some damages or vandalism. And of course, we have GPS tracking there. So we knew everything about the position of the boat. We have all the time the communication with the boat and the GPS signal.
But this has to be tracked right now manually, right? Or do you have an automated, so like geofencing, that if people are leaving a certain area, suddenly an alarm is on the boat, things like that? Or is it all manual? So if a boat gets lost, you have to actually check the tracking?
No, it's automatically. We knew all the time where is the boat, and we have this information in our system, in internet, all the time. So we have this communication, and of course in our system we also. I understand what I'm asking. So also in our system we have some area in which you can be. If not, then automatically we can also stop the engine, or make it, or really decrease the power of the engine.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's exactly what I was asking. So you could, for example, decrease the power. I mean, I wouldn't shut off the engine. People might get hurt, but yeah, decreasing the power significantly will send a very good sign to the people, like, stop driving this way. It's not the right way. Yeah, that's a great solution. I like that. Great, thank you.
And if they, even more, if they don't move in good direction, so then we also decrease the engine. So we count how much energy they have in batteries. Then we give them some signal that, okay, you should back to the station, because if you move more, then you would lose all the energy in batteries. So then we tell him, okay, go in this direction to the station. If not, then decrease automatically we decrease the engine. So system decrease the engine if they move in the wrong direction. So also that.
Many thanks, Philip.